up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Gina Guns with Witchy Girl Tarot. If this is your first time here, hello. Welcome to our spiritual tribe of love, and positivity. Before I get into today's video, I just want to touch on the subject of what's going on in our world right now, the coronavirus. I do believe with unity, love, and light, we will get through this together. I also want to remind you to be kind. I know that a lot of people are going to supermarkets and grabbing way more than they probably should be taking. Be aware of your surroundings and be kind, because being kind really doesn't cost you anything. This video is going to be about my experience with sleep paralysis. So I'm going to read the definition of sleep paralysis via Google. Sleep paralysis most often occurs in people who have narcolepsy or sleep apnea, but it can affect anyone. Episodes involve not being able to speak or move while falling asleep or upon waking. This usually lasts 1 or 2 minutes. The main treatment is improved sleep habits, including going to bed at the same time every night, ensuring a comfortable sleep environment free of distractions, and avoiding caffeine before sleep. So that is the definition that Google gives us, and that is like very, very general. I am a very spiritual person, if you don't know already. So I like to think that when we have dreams like that, it's because that's spirit's way of waking you up and trying to deliver a message to you. And this doesn't necessarily mean that it's a pretty message. Sometimes it's pretty dark, like in my story. So this is where the story begins. If you are easily frightened by demons or by anything that is negative, I suggest you to maybe click off on this video and check out other videos. So this actually occurred to me, I would say 2.5 years ago. I was living in my apartment in New Jersey, and I was living with my boyfriend, and he used to work doing construction early in the morning. So he would be up by maybe 5:45, and he would leave the house around 6:15, 6:20 every morning. And so on this morning, I remember we fell asleep that night, the night before that morning, and we fell asleep with the TV on. And I don't remember what was on. It wasn't anything that was scary that I could remember. I wake up in the morning and he's kissing me and he's saying, "Baby, I'm gonna go to work." And I go back to sleep because I don't work the same shift as him. He's kissing me, he's telling me I'll be back. And for some reason, I had the impression that he was going to go to the bathroom and then return to the room and give me another kiss to leave. So I didn't realize that I fell asleep, but I did fall asleep. So I feel like I fell asleep into this dimension, and it wasn't a dimension of a subconscious dimension. It was, this is the physical realm, the 3D realm. It was like in between conscious and in between sleeping. And I remember him closing the bedroom door. And I used to always tell him this, for real, don't close the bedroom door when you leave, because for some reason I feel trapped in here. I like to hear what's going on in the hallway. I just like to be aware of my surroundings and the noises within the building. That's how I've always been. And so on this morning, for some reason, he closed the door. And I think that's what kind of made me feel subconsciously maybe uneasy, and I didn't realize it. So I'm sleeping, and I'm thinking I'm awake because the room looks exactly the same. The crazy thing is I could literally see the TV on, and I could see my hands, and I could see like the sheets, the detail of my sheets. I remember the sheets that I had on my bed, and they were the actual sheets that I had on my bed in the physical realm, real life, 3D, like what you're seeing right now. And so I'm sleeping, or so I think. I didn't know I was sleeping. So I'm like awake sleeping, and I got this sudden like anxiety because I felt like he was taking forever to come back into the room. So I'm under the impression that he's coming back into the room, and that's the reason why he closed the door. Maybe he was going to make noise in the bathroom, and he didn't want me to hear him or to wake me up or to disturb my sleep. So I fell asleep thinking he was going to come back in the room and say bye to me and give me a kiss and leave. Turns out he had already given me a kiss, and he wasn't in the house. He had already left in real life. But I'm thinking in this dimension that he's coming back in the room. So all of a sudden, I'm just laying there, and I'm watching the TV, and I'm just thinking, like, where is he? Why is he taking so long? Like, why doesn't he have to go to work? It's late. And then all of a sudden, this is where it gets spooky, and I'm actually gonna light some sage. All of a sudden, I see this black, almost like a cloud, a black cloud. And I'm looking at the door, and right to the left of the door was this black cloud. Mind you, through that black cloud, I could still see my TV where I actually have it on like a TV mount. So I see this swirling energy, and all of a sudden I just got very uncomfortable, and it definitely wasn't of light. It definitely wasn't of love. It was definitely a negative, demonic, bad energy that was there. And so I'm looking at it, and it just, what I kept thinking telepathically while I was sleep paralysis, paralyzed in my sleep, I felt like I wanted to wake up, and I kept thinking like he was never gonna come back to me. I just kept thinking, when I see this figment, I can't even explain it. It almost just looked like a cloud of black smoke, but I knew that it wasn't smoke. It was definitely an energy. And I was just looking at it, and I got really, really scared. And telepathically, I'm thinking, I'm waiting for my boyfriend to come back in the room, and I feel like he's never gonna come back to me. He's never gonna come back in this room. And this black thing is keeping me from like getting to him, from getting up. I wanted to get up and open the door and be like, hey, like, you're gonna say bye before you leave? And I couldn't get up. I couldn't talk. I couldn't yell. I couldn't do anything. Like, I felt like I was stuck to the bed and just watching this black figment put fear into me. So me being the spiritual being that I am, thank you God, amen, I was able to then talk. It was crazy. I started saying, dear God, dear angels, dear spirit, please get me out of this situation, unbound my hands from whatever it is that I'm feeling. And I'm feeling like this black energy has me, that it was making me feel like I couldn't move because it was controlling me. And I just remembered saying, in your name, Jesus, please cover me with your blood. Please, God, protect me, uplift me, take this away from me, kill whatever energies in this room, please. Like, I just really started just pleading and praying out to God. And then all of a sudden I woke up. And the room looked exactly as it did as I was in that other realm. And I was completely confused, scared. And like, I was so scared. It was one of those things where I wanted to call someone, but I was almost so shooken up that I felt like I couldn't even grab my phone. It was so scary. And while it was very, very scary, I could take it as, okay, fine, it was just a nightmare. But I am a very spiritual person, and I felt like it could have been anything. It could have been something that I was doing in my life. It could have been something my boyfriend was doing, an energy that kind of hooked onto us. But it was just really, really scary, and it made me feel very, very uncomfortable. And after a few minutes of me sitting there, I was like, okay, like I kind of snapped out of it. I kind of did some breathing exercises. I started praying. And then I was able to like move. And I don't remember what I did. I don't remember if I called my boyfriend. I think I was still even too scared to talk about it because I feel like it had just happened. And I was like afraid to even like speak it into existence, into like the physical realm. But it was just really scary. It was a really scary experience for me. And the crazy thing is it's not the first time that it's happened to me, but this was the first time that I actually remembered everything in detail. It's happened to me before, but it wasn't as scary as this. And this was something that I definitely had to pray about. I lit a white candle for purity, and I prayed, God, whatever it is that's in my life or that's in my house or that was in that realm, please show me what it is that I'm doing wrong. And I think naturally I just needed to get close to God and really pray a lot. And I know that I'm not the only one that has experienced this. I actually hear a lot of people tell me that they have experienced sleep paralysis before. So I definitely know I'm not the only one, and if so you're watching this video, you're not the only one. This is something that happens to you, it happens to a lot of people. I don't know if it happens to everyone, I can't speak for everyone, but I know that a lot of people have experienced it. And it could be your diet, it could be maybe stress during your day, it could be even things that are subconsciously in your mind that you don't consciously think about. And these are things that you don't want to think about. These are the dark things that maybe, you know, when it comes to eating or when it comes to having certain people in your life, you don't want to cut off. You're not really handling the situation. And so spirit comes in, whether it be good or bad spirits, and they kind of remind you like you need to make a change, or, you know, we're going to keep visiting you and you're not going to sleep in peace. I do feel that when you sleep, you should sleep in peace. I feel that when we sleep, that's when we are the most vulnerable, because, you know, we never expect anything to harm us while we're sleeping. We are at peace when we are sleeping. So that's why I feel like when it comes to sleep paralysis, it's a spiritual battle. And the reason why I feel that way is because, as I said, sleep is something that is so sacred. When we sleep, our body regenerates, our organs decide, you know, how we're going to metabolize what it is that you ate today. We are going to break it down so that in the morning you can pee and do number 2 and you can go about your day. So I do definitely feel like sleep is very important. It's very sacred. So when stuff like that disturbs our slumber, that is for you to recognize that there has to be a change in your life. There is something there. There is something that you are doing or someone that you have around you that is creating this energy. And I feel like, I don't want to call it possession, because possession is like when, you know, something bad goes within us. I want to call it more of oppression. It's something that it sticks to you. And it doesn't always stick to you, but it can. You know, spirits work in very different ways, but they use our energy and use our actions to strengthen and to feed that whatever energy it is that they stand for. Whoever it is that you praise, Buddha, God, Allah, whomever it is, I believe that we all praise one divine and we're all one love. So if you are someone who deals with sleep paralysis, definitely think about the stuff that you want to change in your life and make that improvement, because it definitely will help you. But I also feel like if you are ever in the middle of a nightmare, you have to consciously tell yourself always, I know God got my back. So when you do have these dreams or this sleep paralysis, because I really don't even feel like it's a dream, I really do feel like it's like a spiritual attack when you're like half asleep and it's forcing you to be awake, but you're half asleep, if that makes sense in its own way. So I feel like if you consciously tell yourself, God, please protect me, cover me with your blood, guide me with your shield, protect me with your white light, and just call in your angels. In that situation, I'm telling you, when you're having a dream like that, the first thing that should come to your mind, if you really are a spiritual person, you believe in God, is going to be God. Mention God's name whenever you're having a sleep paralysis, and I guarantee you, I know this for a fact, that you will wake up, because it is a battle between good and evil. I hope this video was helpful in any way. I hope that it was able to maybe answer some questions that you have. My inspiration came from obviously my experience, but I went on YouTube and I saw a lot of YouTubers make videos that are about these topics, and these are things that I always have found interesting, and I'm so happy to be able to finally have found my niche within my music, but within my spirituality and the way I live my life, and really create and cultivate a following of people who are like-minded and are spiritual beings and really truly look for, you know, the third eye, information, metaphysics, occult, spirituality. It's really cool to know that we have a community out there that caters to people like me and to people like you possibly. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button as well, because I post videos every week and I don't want you to miss anything. And as I said, coronavirus, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, take your vitamin C, take your multivitamins, and be kind. Sending you love and light. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.